Hello, my name is Rebecca and I'm a librarian at San Diego State.
Hi, my name's Amaya and I'm a senior majoring in sociology.
And today we're going to talk about how you can find better results. You've done a search, Amaya.
Yes.
You've done a quick search and you're looking at a set of results. You've probably looked at the first couple of pages, but you're not quite sure if this is what you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
What techniques do you use to get better results?
When I'm looking for better results, I go to the library website and I start in that active filters section. The gray box, and it has things like the subject area, the collection titles, and where you can find everything. That's where I go to help refine my searches.
Another thing I like to do too is I take a look at the titles of things. If they're using a particular term in that title, I might include that in my search terms as well, because that can be a way to really narrow it down. Maybe trade the words that you wrote in the search box in the first place and replace it with a different one that might be a little more accurate.
Yeah, I do agree. I think when you're searching and you find an article that meets your area that you're looking for, using the terms that are listed in that article can be a wonderful way of finding more searches and better results.
Or you can even add on to the original search, but it just narrows it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I like to take a peek sometimes at the total number of results just to know that I've got some room to play with. I can dig around, add more search terms in there.
I do agree too. I really enjoy adding another line and saying, if a term can come in multiple ways, whether it be like a word that can be compound or separate. So then I can make sure that I get everything that I'm looking for in a more precise manner.
In another conversation we had, you talked about one of your topics, which was social media and dating. And you think about social media, right?
Yeah.
And how many different words do we use to talk about social media?
There's a gajillion words used to talk about social media. And even in doing that research, those were 3 different topics that I had to figure out a convergence for. So I had to put in each title on a different line and use the quotation marks that you can add in to make sure a phrase like social media comes up together and not just alone.
Yeah, the 2 words together, because otherwise it's looking for the word social and it's looking for the word media, and you end up with a ton of results that talk about social and talk about media, but not social media.
Exactly. And I looked at dating apps, so I had to put in those in quotations to make sure I'm not getting other applications on top of putting in college on a different page and university, because people register those as separate things sometimes.
And there's an operator in the system that's called OR, and says it's got to have one and then the other. But there's another one that's called OR, and you can combine ideas using OR. I put it in parentheses to kind of keep it together so the and knows that it's ORing all of the ones in the parentheses. Because if you type in social media, and if there's an article that talks about Instagram and never says the word social media in it, it's not going to come up.
Yes.
So that's where so that's where the OR works really well.
When I put in social media, I put in social media or Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or Tinder or Reddit, just some different options so that I could find the source that I needed.
And if you wanted it to be from a very specific thing, it's like, say you get a ton of results that talk about dating apps, but you're really just interested in Bumble, for example, you could just use the search term Bumble. And then it actually has to say Bumble for it to come up. And if you've got a lot of results, that's not a bad way to narrow it down so that you're looking at only ones that apply to that specific one. But keep in mind, the more specific you get, the less results you get. If you get 0, maybe consider expanding it a little bit. Going, maybe we'll go back to dating apps. Or maybe we'll do Bumble or Tinder or
Hinge or
that's
Match.
it. Yes. That is a good way to approach shaping your search. So it's not just looking for results a lot of times. Sometimes you're looking for clues.
I do agree. Sometimes you need to Sherlock Holmes it a little bit.
Oh, I like that.
You're going to have to look around and put in some investigatory purposes to make sure that you get all of the right terms that you're looking for, and to keep trying and not give up after one term or 2.
And what's more, if you honestly are stuck, please don't
hesitate to ask a librarian.
Thank you. We are here to help, and we're happy to help. Thank you. And thank you, Amaya.
No problem. Thank you for having me.